Today we're looking at an icon. But first, wrist check. Rolex Submariner 16613 from 1996 in Rollosaur. It's a great looking watch. Have it on the rubber strap and it still runs as good as day one. The Audemars Piguet Royal Oak was designed by Gerald Genta, and Genta was the most prolific watch designer of the 20th century, responsible for the Patek Philippe Nautilus, the Universal Geneve Pole Router, amongst others, and of course this one. He was asked by AP leadership to produce a sports watch, and apparently, you can hear this from his own history, apparently he misunderstood. He thought they were asking for a water-resistant watch, the best that had ever been seen. So he was inspired by the 8-bolt pattern of the diving helmets of early water explorers. So this is where this iconic octagon shape comes from, and in order to get the screws to go in the way that they did, he had to give it this shape, and it stuck. This was first released at Basel Watch Fair in 1972, right at the height of the quartz crisis that the Swiss industry was experiencing. And it really was an odd time, or maybe the most opportune time, to come out with an expensive steel sports watch. And it really has been accredited with saving the Swiss watch industry during that time period. That may be hyperbole, but it makes for a good story, and there's probably a little bit of truth behind it. It's since been produced in over 500 configurations. Current catalog includes tourbillons, minute repeaters, grand complications, perpetual calendars, chronographs, and obviously the three-hand version here. And also available in gold, ceramic, titanium, steel, or even in gem set models. The one we're looking at today is the reference 15510 ST, stainless steel with a silver tone grand tapisserie dial. It's a tuno shaped case. It's mostly brushed. You got a little bit of polishing on the chamfers. We probably can see that to come up in the shot here. 41 millimeter in diameter. We call it lug to lug, a 50.2. It's essentially a lugless watch. We'll talk about that when we look at the bracelet. Very thin, even though it's substantial, with the strong shape that it has, it looks like it's maybe thick, but it's not. It's only 10.5 millimeters thick. It wears very easy on the wrist. It slides under cuffs with the greatest of ease. The crown here is signed, and it's hexagon shaped, just like the screws that are holding in the octagon shaped bezel. This bezel has got some polishing yet. Obviously you can see that it's got brushing on it, but here on the outer edge, let's get my fingerprints off of it. You can see the outer edge is got a polish on it that gives it a little bit more light. Where it's AR coated sapphire front and back with an exhibition case back, which is a gorgeous looking movement in there. Water resistance is 50 meters, but it's not a dive watch. It doesn't profess to be a dive watch, so it's safe to get it wet, get in a little bit of water, but it's not something you're gonna take diving anyway. This dial, it's called Grand Tapisserie. I think you would be forgiven if you referred to it as a waffle dial, because that's what it looks like. But it has a really potent sunburst effect, and I'm sure AP aficionados would be offended by the waffle reference, but it's an easy way to remember what it looks like. But it just puts out an absolutely stunning, no matter which direction you look from, you are going to see sunburst. It's got applied white gold markers, white gold hands that are lume filled. They are baton style. Even the second hand has a little bit of that baton appearance on the counterweight there, but it's a very thin, needle-like second hand. Date window at 3 o'clock with a white disc and black ink. Outer periphery, you have a chapter ring with minute markers, different texture than the rest of the dial. You have an AP applied logo there at 12 o'clock with print for Audemars Piguet immediately below it, and of course the Swiss made is viewable down there to the bottom. A very consistent design theme between the hands, the counterweight of the seconds, and the applied markers. When we look at, oh, well, this is where it gets interesting. Okay, let's look at the bracelet. I'm going to put this on because Gerald Genta was a jeweler first and a watch designer second. At least that's how I got the story. And he had an eye for creating things that would catch light. So this bracelet has got a lot of faceted edges on it. So even in an area where I don't have a ton of lights on, you can just see this watch just catches light from every direction. And for a guy that designed this in one night, he literally sat down one night and designed this, he killed it. I mean, I'm sure some fine tuning went on in the development of it, but the bracelet's jump from the watch head into the bracelet is seamless. There's got these, I call them pill-shaped links that hold the bracelet links together, but it's just unified there. There's really not a lug. There's these two little cutouts, and the strap and the bracelet and the watch head just marry perfectly. It goes from 26 millimeters down to 18 millimeters, where you've got the signed AP butterfly clasp. It's also signed on the outside here. It's not adjustable, which is common for butterfly clasp. But it's the highlight of this watch, and it doesn't matter what angle you put it on, it catches light. The movement is the caliber 4302. It has this gold skeletonized rotor with AP on it, the AP symbol. I think maybe you can see that. Uses Geneva stripes. It's the same thing. I know that wasn't necessarily the Genta design, but it is such a light catcher. It does such a good job of just picking everything up and really highlighting it. The caliber 4302 has 32 joules, 70-hour power reserve, and it runs at 4 hertz. So you can set it down for a day and skip to your next watch. I don't know why you would. I think if you owned this watch, you would probably just keep it on your wrist. But you have the ability to put it down. So things that I find about this watch that are likable is it's just an icon. It's got panache. It's great design. It is held up for, doing the math in my head, that's 50 years. It's a very distinct and unique shape. The dial is fantastic. You get a sunburst from any direction. And it's a self-winding mechanical. So it's just really, it's a great piece to have. Dislikes, you do have the option for additional straps. If you want to go with leather or rubber, you can get them aftermarket. I think that tend to be kind of pricey just to match the watch. But really the biggest underlying dislike for me on this watch is it's a stainless steel watch. Yes, it's iconic. Yes, it's from a luxury brand, but it's $31,900 in their current catalog. And you may think, well, I'll save some money and go to the secondary market and get it for less, but you'd be wrong. It actually runs in the $35,000 to $40,000 range currently, if you can find a good example on the secondary market. But in spite of all that, well, then another thing that could perhaps be better is there's no adjustment here on the clasp. There's no fine adjustment. But in spite of all that, this is definitely an icon. And if you're a fan of this watch, or if you want one of these, hats off to you, because it is a terrific piece, and it is a piece that is very tightly tied to the Swiss watch industry history. So this, folks, is the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak 15510 ST. Thank you for watching. Please hit subscribe.